Welcome back. Today's video is going to be about eyeshadow palettes that I might declutter. It's kind of a chopping block. A few weeks ago, I did a video talking about eyeshadow palettes that I regret buying, and quite a few of you guys suggested that I either declutter them or do a chopping block where I strongly consider decluttering these palettes. And so I went through my collection and I pulled out some other palettes actually as well that I'm considering decluttering that I just have not been using. And so that's what this video is about. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe. I love eyeshadow palettes, so I have way too many and I probably need to let some go, and let's get into this. Most of these palettes I actually really like. Some of these I did by myself. Some of these I did get in PR, whereas that other video was talking about palettes that I regret buying, so I bought those with my own money. Anyway, this is the list of things I'm considering decluttering. First up on that list is the On the List palette from ColourPop, which I do like this. I really do. I think it's really good. I just haven't used it in so long, and now that I'm pulling it out, I'm like, oh, this is really pretty. This is a really pretty palette, actually. This shade here is stunning. I just haven't used this in so long. And actually, if you guys have any suggestions for me on how to do this, because right now I have no plan other than I have pulled these palettes out. So, I mean, what do you guys do in this situation? Should I say I have to use every palette once or twice and then decide, give myself like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and see what I use in that time frame? I have no plans right now. So if you have any suggestions for me, that would be absolutely fantastic. Okay, this is one of the palettes that I bought myself that was in that other video that I said I regretted buying, and it is the That Time of the Year palette from Gourmand Girls. And again, this is a good palette. I think the color story is just not calling to me. And especially recently, I have not really been in the mood for too many colorful shades. But it is a pretty palette and the formula is lovely, so I don't know. All right, another one that was in that video is the Art Nouveau palette from Kai Love Beauty, which this brand has shut down. And I mentioned in that video that basically I bought this palette because they were shutting down and it was $10. It is a good palette and it has beautiful art on it, which was definitely like the theme of the brand. And one of you guys noticed in that video that it seemed to be like a lot of the palettes that were like rainbow palettes with some neutrals in there that were ones that I really didn't reach for. And yes, you are right. That definitely seems to be the theme. So I should not buy any more palettes like this. Lesson learned. Again, this is one of those. It's colorful. Got a couple neutrals in there. The formula is good on this one too. So not a bad palette. I don't know. Okay, I have some of these here from ColourPop. All of these I did get in PR. First up is this one, which is the Coast is Clear palette. I've actually used this one a lot. I often have brought this traveling, and it's actually a really pretty like mauve palette, but I haven't used it in a while. Looking at it though, this one's really pretty, and it's kind of different than my other palettes, and it's very like mauve, neutral, cool toned. So I need to use that one and decide. Again, if you have a system for me on how to do this, I would love to hear that because, like I said, I haven't gotten to that part yet. And then I have these quads from ColourPop that I just tend to not reach for, even though these are really good. First up is this one called Shellbound. And this is really pretty. These shimmers are stunning and the mattes are beautiful. These are really good. This blue one is gorgeous, but blue, I have mentioned, is like my least worn color of eyeshadow. And I don't even remember the last time I wore this, but I know the formula is good. Oh, so pretty. Now I'm looking at all of these and I'm like, I don't want to get rid of any of these, but I need to declutter at least like one of these palettes. That's the goal here. This one is a Sure Thing. This one is more like pinky peachy. This one's really pretty too. Oh, these are really good. I don't love this plastic packaging though. I much prefer their cardboard packaging. That's my only complaint with these palettes. And then this one, very neutral, Beachy Keen, which this is like what I have been into lately. So I feel like this is one I should use. That's really lovely. So, and I have used these and I do know the formula is fantastic. And then the last one is on the Mango, which is this gorgeous orangey one. This one has 3 mattes and just 1 shimmer. And again, it's really, really pretty. So I don't know, but I've pulled these out. I need to come up with some way of using these. We shall see. Okay, this is a palette that I really love the color story, but I don't love this formula as much. This is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette, and this is a palette that at the time I wanted it so bad, and I hunted it down in like multiple Target stores because it was sold out, and I still do love this color story. e.l.f. formula is just not my favorite for eyeshadows. Some of these are chunky. The mattes blend well. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's a good palette, but I haven't used this in quite a while. I will say this is one of my colorful palettes that I have gotten decent use on. I have probably used this out of all of these palettes. Yeah, this is definitely the one I have used the most by a lot out of all of these. So a lot of these palettes I've only used like 2-3 times, but this one I've definitely used the most out of this entire list. Next up is the Beauty Bay Berries palette, and this one I mentioned in that video. I really like the Beauty Bay formula, but I just went a little overboard buying a bunch of their palettes like last year or the year before when they were having a sale. And this one I do, but it's just very pink, and I have a lot of pink eyeshadows, and I don't know. I have a lot of other palettes that have similar color stories that I prefer over this one. I feel like this is one of the ones that is definitely on the top of the list. And actually, oh, one of you guys reminded me in that video about Project Beauty Share. I have sent them makeup before. Haven't done that in a while, actually. But that might be a good way to declutter these if I end up doing that, is to send it to Project Beauty Share, because you can send lightly used powder makeup products to them. So I might do that. I have sent them stuff before. And then last up is the Blend Bunny Forget Me Not palette. This is probably the palette I regret the most buying out of all of these, because I paid full price and it says it's supposed to be for the face too. And these just don't look good on my face. They don't. And even as far as the eyeshadows, they're not as good as my other Blend Bunny palettes. I have 2 other Blend Bunny palettes, and I think that formula is much better. So this is just, I don't know. It's just kind of a fail, even though it is very pretty. So I just wish also, because they don't look good on my face, it's also really huge, ginormous. I don't know, but part of me is like, I spent a lot of money on this. Like, out of all of these palettes, this is the one that I spent the most on. I paid full price. So part of me feels like this is the one I should keep and use, because again, it's not terrible. I just don't know. I really don't know. I can't decide, but I guess that's why I'm doing this. So that's the last one on this list. My goal, I'm thinking, is to get rid of at least 1 palette. I don't know. These, I can't keep all these. Some of these need to go because I just don't use them. This one is definitely like the number one that I'm thinking this is one that I want to let go of. But for the rest, I really don't know. And I don't know what system to use to try some of these out, see how I feel. So any suggestions are welcome. But yeah, that is it for this video. Have you guys decluttered any eyeshadow palettes lately? It's hard. It's really hard, and especially because I have decluttered makeup in the past and then later regretted it. So I try not to do that. I try to be careful because most of my makeup I did by myself. And so, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys are having a great day.